Why not speak out? I mean, President Trump's like, just a minor flesh wound. They almost got me, but they didn't. Wagwan people, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. I want to appreciate every last one of you guys for taking time out of your day to view my content. If you do enjoy the content that I put out and you really want to see more of it, make sure you hit this like button right here. What does that do? It keeps my content consistently being recommended to you in theory. Also, make sure you follow me on the platforms you see above and below. Last but not least, double check to make sure that you still are subscribed to my channel, because it's guaranteed that a lot of you guys are being unsubscribed to my channel by YouTube. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so you have to be living like on another planet if you don't know about President Trump attempted assassination, okay? We all know what happened. I've done several videos on Secret Service, on the director of Secret Service. I've done several angles of the video, the would-be assassin. Well, he is an assassin because he killed an individual. But President Trump turned out to be okay. There's video of President Trump coming off of a plane waving. This morning they said he was golfing on 7/14. He was golfing, and he actually spoke out as far as him planning on leaving in about a couple hours. It's going to be after midnight. He plans to go to the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, flying a plane there. And this anchor for Fox News got to speak to him, and here's what he had to say.
All right, welcome on this Sunday back to another hour of the story. Breaking right now, former President Trump has just spoken to Bret Baier. He says he is on his way here to Milwaukee for the RNC convention. He talked about some changes in the convention kicking off tomorrow, so let's bring Bret right in. Anchor and executive editor of Special Report. Bret, good to have you with us. We've got a little competing warm-up music back here as they get ready for the week. But tell us a little bit about your conversation with the former president and current nominee.
Yep, we talked for about 15 minutes, and he said I could kind of express some of the things he talked about. He's in really great spirits. He is on his way to Milwaukee, leaving at 3:30. He made a Truth Social post about that, saying that you're not going to let the shooter affect any of his plans. Did consider delaying coming here to Milwaukee, but is moving forward with that. You know, I want to put up that video at the beginning of that speech and just give you his words about characterizing how that all went down. You know, at the speech, you see that he turns to the right. That's because there's this big graphic of immigration stats, about border security stats, and he wasn't doing it in his speech at that moment. Like, it was ahead of time, and he called up the graphic early, and so he turned sideways to look at the big graphic on the side, which is why his head is turned as he's looking that way. There you see it. And right at that moment, he gets this, what he calls like the biggest mosquito of his lifetime, or a bumblebee. That's what it feels like in his ear. And he realizes, he looks at his hand and it's blood, and he goes down. He said it happened so quickly, and then the Secret Service jump on him, and they're very strong. He really praised the Secret Service for acting as they did and protecting him. He also referenced this picture from Doug Mills, the New York Times photographer, and that bullet that you see there in the background, talking about it. He was amazed that it happened. He understands he's blessed to be where he is today. In fact, the doctor he talked to said if that bullet was a quarter of an inch different position, he would not be talking to that doctor today. He told me a number of things, but I asked about the convention, his thoughts about things and how he's thinking about it. He had a couple of posts on Truth Social that called for unity in the country, and he expressed that he is going to make that a theme here in the convention, and maybe making some changes based on what he says, what others are doing. He did talk about inviting Nikki Haley to speak and her accepting that as one of those things. He praised President Biden for the phone call that he gave him, made to the former president. He said it was a good conversation, and in not so many words, Biden expressed condolences for the family that was lost, the Campatori family, and the former president mentioned that as well, being that they talked about that, but also that that the president was lucky that he turned to the side. So he praised President Biden for that. He's worried about, you know, how things are going to develop in the country, but he said that he was really pleased with how the Secret Service acted and thinks that the convention is going to go on as scheduled, and he's on his way here to Milwaukee.
Well, he's one tough guy. I think anybody who watches that video over and over, the fist pump in the air, the acknowledgement of the crowd telling them to fight, fight, fight. It is, you know, it is those moments when you get a sense of, you know, what you're like under fire. And, you know, we all wonder what we would be like in a situation like that. We don't have to wonder anymore about this gentleman. Everybody knows what Donald Trump is like under fire.
I asked him, Martha, about that second, like what made him turn around and do the fist. He said, I really wanted to go back and say a couple of things, but the Secret Service had none of that. But he wanted to express to the crowd that he was okay. He also said, you know, that crowd just stayed put. And they you know, he wanted to make sure that they knew he was okay as he walked off the stage.
It's
he'll have much more to say, and I think we'll hear from him soon.
Yeah, well, it's great to hear your insights from your conversation with him just now. And we look forward to hearing from him here, and he'll be arriving tonight. So we'll be watching that very closely as well. Brett, thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Yeah, so there you have it. I know some of you guys might have questions about that. Why would he even go out and risk going and doing something like this? Why would President Trump go out and do something like this? Why would he? Is he thinking about his family? Why would he? Y'all need to understand something. That is showing straight tenacity. You know what I'm saying? That is showing courage. You can say bravery, fearlessness, fortitude is what he's showing there. Now, I get that it was a gun bullet that went off, right? But your body don't know whether it was a bullet. Your body don't know whether it was a samurai sword that sliced your body. Don't know if somebody stabbed you, or like in Tyson's case, somebody might have bit it. All your body knows that it's painful. So to me, it's admirable that President Trump went back out and is going to be at this convention, right? It's admirable. It's not like it really did something to his, come on, y'all, I'm in medicine. It's not like it did something to his whole body overall. Now, affect him psychologically, yeah, but it didn't do nothing to his whole entire body. I mean, things like that we've seen on the basketball court. Not nobody getting shot, but I'm saying somebody getting a foul so hard, part of their ear is ripped. They can put a piece, we tape it up. You know what I'm saying? We might rub it down a little betadine. You know what I'm saying? If it needs stitches potentially, usually we know it depends on how bad of a cut it is. We usually just put some super glue on it, put a little bit of tape around and let them finish the game off. Right? So I think it's admirable that he's doing it. Would I do the same thing? You're darn right I would. Right back out there. So anyway, folks, a lot of you guys think that this is like a nail in the coffin that President Trump has the election won. I know we do. We like he had it won. But this still wasn't enough to sway a lot of people at all. There are several stories out there that this was staged, which I don't know how you're going to stage or somebody getting their brains blown out. Shout out to that man, the heroic father, who lost his life because of this. But it's so many things that's out there circulating, folks. It is sad. The fact that you think that somebody would fake, somebody would tell somebody, I want this whole thing to be set up so they can shoot my ear off. Yeah. Had he not turned, he would have been dead right now. But I guess he wanted to stage it because I thought him giving his life and dying would do what to stage something like that. That's for another video. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry about that. I rattled on to something completely different. What do you think about this? Do you agree that President Trump should continue on with this? Do you agree that President Trump should just go right on out at the RNC? Or do you disagree? If you disagree, why? Why do you think he shouldn't? Do you think there's going to be way more protection for him? I can already know they probably already got dogs and everything in this building already in Milwaukee. I guarantee you they do. Whatever the case may be that you guys are thinking, make sure you leave it in the comments below after this video. Don't forget to do what you see, what's going on right here in the graphics. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notification, and all notifications are set. Make sure you get it to your cell phones. Click on the settings in your cell phone. You know, the little gear, you got to go into settings. Make sure YouTube notifications are turned on. Last but not least, if you forgot to do it, hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here, folks. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you all through Jesus.